All right, let's go to the front of The Age. Now, this is a story that I think a lot of people will be interested in tomorrow, and it is MPs demand tougher defence against spies. Of course, comes off the back of this imbroglio with the allegations of the Chinese spy. Federal politicians are demanding an immediate escalation of Australian safeguards against foreign interference as in an explosive debate over claims the Chinese government tried to install an agent in Parliament. It's worrying stuff, Scott.
Oh, look, it's a very concerning story, and obviously we've had the revelation about this alleged move for the Chinese to get their own person into the federal parliament, coming on top of obviously the person that's come out now and for all purposes defected to Australia and said, look, this is what China's been doing. It comes after, I don't think there's a week that's gone by, Gleeso, this year when we haven't talked about the Chinese influence in Australia, the Chinese influence across the South Pacific, the Belt and Road Plan, and what the whole strategy here is. And then when you see security people coming out and saying, look, they've got a strategy here, China, basically to try to control the parliamentary, political and economic scenario in Australia, I think it's just extraordinary. And this story is not going to end. This is not going to be the only time we see this story. It's going to happen over and over again.
Damien, I'll get your comments shortly, but the Australian government has been rocked by this major spy scandal involving China, with claims Beijing tried to install an agent in federal parliament. The Prime Minister says the allegations are deeply disturbing as his government weighs up granting asylum to a man claiming to be a defecting Chinese spy.
Bombshell spy allegations rock federal parliament.
This is a state-sponsored attempt to infiltrate our parliament.
After 60 Minutes reveals details of an alleged Chinese plot to plant a candidate in the Melbourne seat of Chisholm at the last election.
I find the allegations deeply disturbing and troubling.
Car dealer Nick Zhao found dead in mysterious circumstances in March after he told ASIO he was approached and offered $1 million to run for the Liberal Party.
Everyone should be concerned about the way that Nick Zhao died, and I think we need a full investigation.
Victorian Liberal Senator James Paterson concedes he probably met China's alleged Manchurian candidate, offering this stark admission.
And it's difficult to imagine more profoundly serious allegations than these.
In a rare statement, Australia's intelligence agency confirming it was previously aware of the matter and is actively investigating it.
And those investigations are continuing. I would caution anyone leaping to any conclusions about these matters.
As for the current member for Chisholm, Liberal MP Gladys Liu continues to come under scrutiny for her ties to suspect Chinese donors. But her colleagues say there is no evidence that the Communist Party's plot ever came to fruition.
I don't think we should make leaps to assume that there might be just because there's been an attempt in this case.
It comes as ASIO and Home Affairs are seriously considering the asylum request of a man claiming to be a former Chinese spy.
Once I go back, I will be dead.
Asylum claims are assessed on their merits through an independent process.
Wang Li-chung alleges the Chinese government used front companies to influence campaigns in Hong Kong and interfere in Taiwan's elections.
If I don't tell the truth, the Australian government will not protect me.
Can you guarantee the safety of Mr. Wang and his family while his asylum claim is processed?
Well, he's in Australia. He's in Australia and we have the rule of law in Australia.
The spy allegations threaten to derail Australia's rocky relationship with its biggest trading partner. But the government insists it won't stay silent.
Where there is bad and inappropriate conduct, we will call that out.
And as this latest spy saga in Parliament proves, it appears there will be plenty for the government and its security agencies to continue to call out. Trudy McIntosh, Sky News, Canberra.
And now, Damien, as Scott mentioned, there's plenty more to play out on this story.
Yeah, it's huge, and really just the latest China story that's got us worried as we go through this extraordinary year for tensions with China. I mean, it's not the most diabolical scheme you could possibly imagine. I mean, it's fairly simple and straightforward. Get somebody into a branch somewhere. At this time, in this case, in Victoria, potentially run them in a seat one day and get into Parliament, and away you go. It's not beyond the realms of possibility. So that's what makes it so scary, and that's why pollies on both sides of the chamber are now calling for greater scrutiny on candidates and a lot more scrutiny around all these sorts of things. So good.